Right now, local businesses are paying hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars for websites that honestly aren't even that good. Meanwhile, new AI tools have made it easier than ever to build professional websites super fast, even if you've never written a single line of code before. The problem is, most people either overcomplicate this business model or they have no idea how to actually find clients willing to pay. So in this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step system for creating and selling AI websites to local businesses right now. We'll cover how to actually build the websites, where to find clients, what you can charge, and how to turn this into a real income stream. Let's dive in. So the first thing I'm going to do is to show you how to actually create the AI websites themselves. And for this, we're going to use an AI tool called Lovable. And we're using Lovable because it can generate professional looking full websites ridiculously fast. And then we're going to migrate that Lovable website over to WordPress. Because once the website's set up on WordPress, it will be easier for you to sell it to local businesses. And it'll also be easier for those local businesses to manage the website themselves once you've handed it over to them. Now, the goal here isn't to spend weeks building some ultra custom code website. The goal is speed, because local businesses care much more about getting leads, getting phone calls, and looking professional online than they do about fancy animations or complicated design. So for this demo, let's create a website for a local roofing company. Now we're going to start off in Lovable, which is what I'm going to use to actually create the website. And if you want to follow along with me, then I've left a link in the description below this video to a free plan of Lovable where you can test it out and start building. So here inside Lovable, this is the area where we can start to enter prompts to get it to create stuff for us. But before we do that, if I scroll down, we can see some projects that other users have created with Lovable. Some of these are websites, while others are fully working apps. And this is a great place to get some design ideas and some inspiration. And you can even use these as a template for your own projects too. But for this demo, we're just going to start from scratch. So let's go to the prompt box and I'll give my first prompt to Lovable. So this will just get us going. Now I'm asking Lovable to create a modern professional roofing company website homepage for a business called Brighton Roofing Solutions based in Brighton, UK. The design should feel trustworthy, clean, modern and mobile friendly. And I've asked Lovable to include certain things like a hero section with a headline and a strapline, call to action button and a roofing background image and also a logo, and also include a services section, why choose us section, customers testimonials, an about section, contact CTA section, a footer. And I've also told Lovable the specialties of the business, and I've asked it to use modern colors with a strong call to action and a layout designed to generate phone calls and inquiries. So let's submit this to Lovable and get the ball rolling for us. Now you'll notice that I didn't ask Lovable to create the full website, like all the pages all in one go. So it's best not to do that. You actually get a better result if you get Lovable to build your website piece by piece. Having said that, you can actually give a fair amount of instructions all in one go to Lovable. So it can actually create quite a lot in different chunks. Now, straight away, we can see Lovable's created something really high quality straight out of the gate. Now, this looks really nice in my opinion. And I think you'll agree, not bad at all for the first prompt. Now, personally, I don't really think there's anything I want to change on this homepage. This looks really, really good to me. Now, in my experience of using Lovable, I have actually created quite a few websites with Lovable at this point. Usually it creates sites for me page by page, but this time it looks like it has actually also created a services page, the Why Us page and the About page. So if I click on this as well, this now takes us to our services page already created, and also the Why Us page and also an About page as well. Like I said, in my experience, I usually have to give additional prompts to get those pages created. So this could actually be a really new update to Lovable. But anyway, I'm really happy with this, especially as this is just a demo for you guys. Let's just go back to the home page. Now at this point in the left sidebar, if we come down to the bottom to the prompt box, here we can give Lovable more prompts to make any changes or additions that you want on any pages of your website. So let's get Lovable to create one more page, which is going to be the FAQs page. So I'm going to give Lovable this prompt. Now create the FAQs page. It should include common roofing questions and answers in an accordion style. And I've just asked Lovable to also add the FAQs page to the main navigation menu right up here too. So I'll give this to Lovable. Lovable will probably take 1 minute, maybe 2 to create this for us. And now in just about a minute, Lovable has now created our FAQs page and we can see it in the menu bar at the top here. So if I click on the menu item, here we can see our FAQs. And just as I asked, we have our FAQs in an accordion style, where we can click and view the questions and the answers. Now bear in mind, I also didn't tell Lovable specifically which questions and answers I wanted in here. So it created all this content itself as well. That said, of course, for real clients, you will want to customize this a bit more and use the content that they actually want you to use. And you can do that just by copying and pasting it into Lovable in the prompt box down here and asking Lovable where you want that content to be placed. Super easy. Okay, now comes the really interesting part, because I'm going to show you how to convert this AI generated website from Lovable into WordPress. This will then make it much easier for you to sell these websites to clients, and it will make it much easier for your clients to then self-manage their websites with WordPress once you hand the website over to them. So before we start copying over anything to WordPress, we need to do two things. The first thing is we need to remove all the headers, that's this area right here, and all the footers, that's this area right here, from all pages, because we need to create the header and the footer in WordPress. And then the rest of the pages will copy over from Lovable into WordPress. So I'm going to give Lovable a prompt right here, remove the header and footer from all pages, submit this to Lovable, and Lovable will take just a minute to get this done for us. Okay, so now that's done. You can see Lovable's removed the header at the top, and it's also removed the footer at the bottom too. And the second thing we need to do now is come up to the top right and click on the publish button and then click continue. So we're not going to add a custom domain here. So just click the continue button. We're going to need to make it public and then click continue again. And you can just ignore all this information here. Just click continue and now click the publish button. And then once our Lovable website's published, we'll be able to use our next AI tool to read the website pages so we can shift them over to WordPress. Okay, next we're going to use this handy little tool called CloneWebX. And this is the tool that's going to help us to migrate our website pages from Lovable into WordPress. So I've left a link to this page in the description below this video, so it's easy for you to find it. If we scroll down, we will come to a pricing section, and they also even have a free plan. So you can actually use this for free, but you'll be limited to only 2 websites per month and up to 10 exports, so 10 different pages per month. And the other limitation is that you'll only be able to import your Lovable pages into the WordPress Gutenberg editor or Webflow, which is fine, but it's a bit more limited. But personally, I go with a $10 per month plan. It's still super cheap, and this enables me to import my Lovable pages into any WordPress website builder, including Elementor or Beaver Builder or even Divi. Now, if this doesn't make any sense to you, if this is new to you, don't worry, just follow along. I'm just explaining this to the people who do actually already build websites with WordPress. And on this plan, you also get premium support in case you run into any snags. So let's go with buy this one now for the $10 per month plan. You'll then go to a page where you can pay with PayPal or Stripe. So once you've made your purchase, you'll be taken to a confirmation page that looks something like this. And you have to do 2 things on this page. So first thing, down here at the bottom, you'll see they're asking you to download their WordPress plugin. So you can do that just by clicking on this link. So if I click on this, that is now downloaded to my computer, because in a few moments when we go into WordPress, we're going to need to install that plugin. And now the second thing we need to do on this page is click this top option, which says CloneWebX. Click this URL right here, and this will take you into your account. Now, if this is the first time you've done this, then at that stage, you'll create a username and password, and then you can log into your account, which looks like this. And as we can see, I've already used it for a couple of projects already. But if this is the first time you're in here, you'll only see this option right here to add a new project. So again, if this is the first time you've logged into your CloneWebX account, you should see a button or a link on this page that's asking you to install the CloneWebX Google Chrome extension. So yes, you are going to have to use this tool in Google Chrome. Anyway, if you click that link or button, it will then take you to this page where you can install the CloneWebX extension. So you'll see this link right here. If you click on this link, it will then take you to this page on the Google Chrome Web Store, and this is where you can actually install the extension. So you'll see a button right here that will say Add to Chrome. Click on the button that says Add to Chrome. And then once the extension is added, you should see the extension in your tool tray at the top right here. If I click on this, this is what it looks like. Now, if you don't see it in the tool tray, just come onto the dots icon in the far right side of your Chrome browser, click on this, hover over extensions, click on manage extensions, and then here you'll see the CloneWebX extension and just toggle this to on. And that way you'll then see the extension icon in your tool tray right here, which is where you want it so we've got quick, easy access to it. Okay, so now that's set up, we're now ready to import our Lovable pages into WordPress. Okay, so here I am inside of a WordPress install, and I am assuming at this point that you already know how to set up WordPress, but if you don't know how to do it, then don't worry, here's a quick option for you. So the first thing you're going to need is a hosting company. And if you're new to this, then I recommend going with Bluehost. They offer solid WordPress hosting at an affordable price. I've left a link in the description below this video, and that link should give you a little discount on your plan. So once you come to this page, come up to For Business right here, click on WordPress hosting, scroll down, and you can choose your plan right here. Then inside your Bluehost account, you're going to need to install WordPress. So I've also left a link to a quick tutorial video to show you how to install WordPress on Bluehost. And the link to that video is also in the description below this video, so it's easy for you to find it. Then once you've installed WordPress, come back to this video you're watching right now. You'll have your WordPress installed and you can carry on from this point. Okay, now at this point, before we import our Lovable pages into WordPress, we just need to make a couple of preparations inside WordPress first. So let me show you what we need to do. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to install that CloneWebX plugin that we downloaded earlier. So come to the left sidebar, hover over plugins, then click on Add Plugin. And then here in the top left, we need to click on this button that says Upload Plugin. Now here we can click on this button to choose your file and navigate to your folder where you've downloaded that plugin. It's probably going to be your downloads folder, and it's this one right here, Softlight Integration, and then click the Install Now button, and then click on Activate Plugin, and now the plugin's installed. So the next thing is we need to choose a WordPress theme. So come to the left sidebar, hover over Appearance, click on Themes, and then go to Add Theme in the top left. And you can add any theme you like, really. I'm going to go with GeneratePress. It's a theme I particularly like because it's very lightweight and it's pretty easy to use. So here we see GeneratePress. If I hover over it, we'll see the Install button. Click on Install, and now I'm going to click Activate. And then the next thing now we need to do is come back to the left sidebar menu, go back to Plugins, click Add Plugin, and then on this page, in the search bar right here, we're going to search for Elementor. So Elementor is the page builder that we're going to use. It's definitely by far one of the best page builders out there, and you can use the free version of Elementor for this. So this is one we need, is the Elementor website builder. Click the Install button and then click Activate. So at this point, Elementor will ask you to set up an account. And like I said, you are using the free version, so you don't need to pay anything. But I'm just going to click this button to continue as guest just for this tutorial. But Elementor wants to ask us a couple of questions first. So who am I building for? So let's just select myself. What is my site about? Small, medium business. Click continue. How experienced are you? I have some experience. Now at this point, Elementor's asking me to choose a theme. I'm going to skip this. So it comes down to the bottom right, click on skip. I'm going to skip this again because all we want is to actually just use the Elementor page builder. We don't want them to set up themes for us because I've just installed a theme myself, which was the GeneratePress theme. So now here, I'm just going to close this down, and Elementor pulls me into a page they've already set up for us, which I don't want. So come to the top left, click on the Elementor icon, and then click Exit to WordPress. Now you see here this Elementor page number 8. I'm just going to go and find that and delete it. So I'm going to close this down, comes to the WordPress icon on the top left, and now here under Pages, this is the page that Elementor set up for us. I don't want it, so I'm just going to click on Trash. And now we're almost ready to import our Lovable pages. But before we do that, we're just going to set up a page ready to receive our Lovable import page. So here I'm going to come to the button on the left and click Add Page. And I'm going to title this page Home. And then I'm going to come to the sidebar, and on the right hand side where it says Content Container, I'm going to change this from default to full width. And then I'm going to come to the top right and click on Publish. Click on Publish again to publish this empty page. And now next, we need to go into the Elementor page builder on this page and get it ready to receive our Lovable import. So come up to the top and click on the button that says Edit with Elementor. This is now going to open the Elementor page builder within our home page that we've just created right there. So here we are now inside the Lovable page builder in our home page. Couple of things we need to do. Come to the top left, click on the Elementor icon, click on User Preferences, and toggle this first one that says Show Quick Edit Options. Toggle that to on, and then come up to this menu at the top, click on Page Settings, come down, and where it says Page Layout, I'm going to change this from default to Elementor Full Width. And then I'm going to come up to the top right and click on Publish Page. Oh, there's actually one more thing we need to do, really important. I almost forgot. So we need to do this to make sure our page will import properly. So now this is all set up correctly how we want it. We're going to come back to this page in a minute, but come up to the top left for now, hover over the Elementor icon, go to Exit to WordPress. And now we need to go up to the top left and click on the WordPress icon to exit out of this page and bring us back into the main dashboard area of WordPress. And now here in the left sidebar, since we've already got the Elementor plugin installed now, we'll see Elementor here in the left sidebar, hover over this Elementor and then hover over Editor and then select Settings. So on this settings page, we now need to come to Features and then scroll down, and we need to find the Flexbox container, which is this. So here's the container, and it says here Flexbox and Grid Container. Need to switch this from default to active. Now click Save Changes. And now finally, we are actually ready for the magic part, which is importing our Lovable page into WordPress. So let's go back to that home page we created where we're going to import our home page from Lovable. So come over to the pages in the left sidebar, click on all pages. So then here is our home page set up ready. Click on Edit. And now as we're importing into Elementor, come up to the Edit with Elementor button. Okay, perfect. Now here is the area where we're going to import our page. Okay, so here we are back in Lovable. And as you remember, this is the page we created. Or this is the home page now that we're going to import into our WordPress. So to do that, come up to the top right, click on Publish, and here we'll see the website URL for this page set up on a Lovable subdomain here. So if you click on this link, the page will now open up where we can see the full page as it looks now it's published on Lovable. And now what we need to do is come to the CloneWebX Google Chrome extension that we installed earlier. So that should be in your tool tray and it looks exactly like this. So if we click on this extension, we will see this pop up for CloneWebX, and I can click on Add Page. And now what's going to happen is CloneWebX is now going to open our Lovable page into a new browser tab. And now you'll notice that this page has been hosted on Softlight's CloneWebX subdomain right here. And we have this sidebar menu that appears right here. So in this sidebar menu, what we need to do is where it says export type, you need to change this to entire page. And now here you need to select what page builder you're using inside of WordPress. Now, as you remember, we're using Elementor, so that's already selected for me. But if it's not for you, just click on the drop down and select Elementor right here. CloneWebX is telling us we need to install their plugin, which we've already done. And it tells us we also need to activate the Flexbox container inside Elementor, which again, we've already done that stage. And the third piece of instruction is just telling us how to copy this over, which is what I'm going to show you now. Before we do that, make sure you've selected Merge All Elements here. Make sure this is toggled on. And then under Advanced Settings, where it says Target Domain, type in your website domain right here. Now, before we click the export button, this part is really important that a lot of people mess up or miss out. So before we do that, now what you need to do is just scroll through the entire page so the whole page actually loads and CloneWebX can actually read the entire page and see all the elements that are appearing on your page. Now, once that's done, so do that slowly, you just scroll through slowly, just like I just did there. Now you've done that, now click on the export button in the bottom right. That will ensure that CloneWebX can actually see and read all the elements on your page. And then click copy to clipboard. So now we have this copied on our clipboard. We're going to head back to our WordPress. And now here we are inside our WordPress page with Elementor already set up. I'm now going to hold control on my keypad with my mouse hovering over this box right here and right click. And then I'm going to click paste from other site. And now this box appears. Now on my keypad, I'm going to click Command V or Control V if you're on a PC. And straight away, CloneWebX imports that Lovable site into our WordPress right here. And look at this, it's looking pretty good. So far, I mean, I think that pretty much looks exactly how it is actually on the Lovable site. Sometimes they don't look exactly the same. There might be a few little differences, but if I scroll through the original, this is the original, and let's just look at our WordPress install. So looking pretty damn good. I like it. Very, very nice. So now come up to the top and click on Publish Page, and we're publishing this page to our homepage of our website. And then if you want to make any changes to your page here inside WordPress, you can use Elementor to do that. So for example, if I want to change this headline, all I need to do is click on it, and I could just change my text right here. And similarly, if I wanted to change this paragraph text, I click on the paragraph text and I'll see in the left sidebar, the menu changes here, or I can adjust my text right here. Or I can link my buttons by clicking on the button. And then again, the left sidebar changes. And here is where I can place my link for this button right here. And you can do this with pretty much any element on the page, including like this little roofing specialist thing right here. If you make a mistake, you can just come to the top left, click on the history, and then click the last change that you made to revert it back. But if you want to change this background image, come to the top, click on this little tab, and then come to the left sidebar, click on style, and then under background, here is where you can replace the image. So pretty simple. Like I said, that goes for pretty much any element on the page really. So you can continue to customize it inside Elementor if you need to. But personally, if you're going to make a big change, then it's definitely easier just to go back to Lovable and get Lovable to make that change for you. And then just delete this page in WordPress and copy over the new one again. Just exactly how I showed you before. Pretty simple. Now, if we come to our front page of our website, we'll notice if I click the refresh button that nothing is here. So in order to get our new Lovable page to show up on the home page, what we need to do is back inside the editor here, come up to the top left, click on the Elementor logo, and then click Exit to WordPress. Then we need to come up to the top left again and click on the WordPress logo to exit into our main WordPress dashboard. Now on the left-hand side in the menu bar, we need to hover over Settings and click on Reading. And now here where it says your homepage displays, by default it's going to be on your latest posts. We need to change this to a static page. And then for the home page here, we need to select from the drop down the page we want to show as our home page, which for us is the page we called home. So let's click Save Changes. And now when we go to the front of the website and click on Refresh, we should see that Lovable page as our home page. There we go. So looking really, really nice. So the next thing we're going to want to do is to set up the header area and also the footer down here. Remember I said that that needs to be done inside WordPress. Now these areas are essentially controlled by the theme. Okay, quick pause here. If you're getting value from this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I share step-by-step guides on how to simplify the tech side of your business to help you be more productive, how to actually use AI and other smart tools the right way, and how to turn those tools into systems that can potentially bring in more revenue. So if that sounds good to you, then I'd love you to be a subscriber so you don't miss what comes next. And remember, the theme that we added near the beginning of the video was GeneratePress. So in order to set up the header and the footer, let's go back into the WordPress admin area, go to the left sidebar, hover over appearance, and let's go to customize. And now here in the customization area, the first thing I'm going to do actually before I do the header and the footer is I'm going to go to layout, and then I'm going to go to container. That's going to change this to 1120, and I'm going to click publish. Then let's go back to the main menu options. And I'm also going to set up a few more menu items as well. So at the moment, we've just got the home page there in the menu. If I come to menus, here I can create a menu. Let's just call it main menu. I'm going to check this to be the primary menu. Click next. And now here where it says add items, I can add a few more pages. So I'm just going to create some pages here first of all. So let's create an about page. Click add. And that's going to add it to our menu. Let's add a FAQs page. And let's add a contact page. Later on, of course, you can create those pages in Lovable and then import them into your WordPress exactly how I showed you before. But at the moment, these are just empty pages, just for the purpose of showing you guys how to set this up. And then I'm going to click reorder. I'm just going to move those pages around a bit, just like that. And then I'm going to click publish. Okay, now let's go back to the main menu again. And this time we're going to set up the header. So if we come to layout, then we'll see the header area right here. And we have various options how you can stylize your header. So for example, under the header presets, I can change this to various options. So for example, if I choose navigation after, this should then make the heading or the logo appear above the menu. I can align this to like centralize it, or let's just bring it back to the left, or you can choose the classic option and so on. So you can lay this out how you want, but for now, I'm going to keep it on the default. And next I want to change the background color of this header. So let's go back a step and another step, and then let's go to colors. So here in the left sidebar, we can see we've got an option right here for the header. So if I click on this little icon, we get a drop down. Now we've got options to change the colors for anything that's in the header. So the background we can see is white here. And I think it might be nice to change the color to match this dark blue in the top left corner of the website right here. So in order to get that exact color, what I can do, I've got in my tool tray, I've got installed a Google Chrome extension right here called Colorzilla. Now, this is a free extension. I'll leave a link to this extension in the description below this video if you want to use it so it's easy for you to find it. Anyway, with this extension, I can click on pick color from page, and now I can move my mouse and hover over where I want to pick the color. For example, I could also choose this orange color to make it really pop. But let's just stick with the dark blue at the moment, just for this demo. So I'm going to click on my mouse, and now that's chosen the color. Now I come back to Colorzilla, and from the drop down, here where it says color pick a panel, this is where it's picked my color right here, this one here. So I'm going to copy this color code. Now I'm going to come over to the left sidebar, under the header, next to the background. I'm going to click on this white color, and now here I'm going to paste in my color. And there we go, it's changed the header color to match. And now we can see the site title looks pretty lost. So what I can do is I can come to site title, click on this color here, and I can move this to, I don't know, perhaps white. Let's leave it on white for now. And then we want to change this background color around the menu items. That looks a bit crap. So in the sidebar, let's go to primary navigation and navigation background. Let's also put that on the same color that we've chosen for our background. So let's make sure I've copied that same color, comes to the navigation background and change that color over. But now again, our menu items have got lost there. So let's go and find navigation text. It's right here. And it might be nice to make the navigation color this orange color. So let's come to Colorzilla. I'm going to again choose the pick color from page option. I'm going to hover over this orange color and then click with my mouse to capture that color. And then I can select where it says color picker panel. I can find my color right in here for the orange. And then in the navigation text, let's change this primary color here to our orange color, just like that. And we can see also there's this hover color, which goes to blue at the moment. But how about we change that to white? So back to the navigation text in the left sidebar, choose the middle one and change this to white. So now when we hover over our menu items, they'll change to white. Looks much nicer. And also let's make our active color white also. Next, I think it would be good to make this font for the menu items a little bit bigger. So let's go back to the left sidebar menu and come to the top left and click on the little back arrow and then come to typography and then click on font manager. Let's click on add typography. And then here from the target element, let's scroll down and we'll find primary menu items. Let's click on this. And now we have all the options to adjust the style and the size of this font. So for the font here, let's change that to 18. So I think that looks a little bit better. And we can also change the default weight. Let's put it to 400. Let's make it a little bit more bold. So looking pretty good. Anyway, you get the idea. You can play around with these settings and adjust the heading to get it exactly how you like it. And one more thing, if you wanted to change this site title for a logo instead, what you need to do is let's come up to the top left and come to the back button again. And now we want to come to the option labeled site identity. So in here is where we can control the text to this site title. So if you wanted to write anything else here, for example, in Brighton, that will adjust it instantly. And also you can add the tagline if you want to by unchecking this checkbox. And then we have our tagline appearing as well. But instead, if you wanted to create a logo, instead of having this site title and tagline appearing, what you'd need to do is just check these two boxes for the hide site title and hide site tagline. Now they'll both disappear just like that. What you can do is you can click this button right here to upload your logo. So you can create a logo in something like Canva, or you can even ask ChatGPT to create a logo for you. And WordPress suggests the logo dimensions right here, making it 350 by 70 pixels. And then just drag and drop your logo in here and it will instantly be replaced up here. Super simple. But for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it back to the site title and a tagline. And let's just quickly adjust the color of that tagline as well, just make it white, just so it stands out a bit more. And then I'm going to click publish. So this way now, this same header will appear on every page of your website. Okay, next, let's create the footer for your website in WordPress, so that also shows on every page of your website as well. Okay, so we're back in the WordPress customizer, and for the footer, if we come to the top left and click on the back button, and then come to layout, and then we'll see the footer option right here. So if I scroll down to the bottom, currently there's no footer right here. But what we can do is we can choose how many widgets we want. For example, usually the website might have a logo and also some pages and some contact details. For example, if we look at my Entrepreneur Nut website, if we scroll down to the footer, we will see I've got the contact details, I've got my address and my logo, and I've got some pages and also a little disclaimer here as well. So we want to create something like this that will appear on all pages of the website. So first of all, we can choose how many columns. Let's keep it on 3. And we want it to be full width, and let's leave this on full. We've also got this nice option here to have a back button appear as well, back's the top button. So I'm going to enable that, and we'll see now in the bottom right corner that there's this little back to the top button that people can press on to whiz them back up to the top of the page. Anyway, that's not the important part. The important part is creating those 3 columns. So now I've selected to have 3 columns. Let's click publish. And what we need to do is we need to go to a different area of our website to set this up, annoyingly, but it's actually really simple. So if I click on the close button in the top left for the customizer, and we want to set this up in the widgets section. So under appearance, we have widgets. But before we do this, I'm actually going to add a plugin that I personally find really handy to set this up much easier. So I'm going to click on add plugin. And now in the search bar on the right side, I'm going to search for Black Studio and click search. And it's this one right here, Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. So I'm going to click install. This is a great plugin. I really like this. And the second plugin I want to install that makes this a lot easier is called Classic Widgets. So if I search for this, it's this one here, Classic Widgets by Tonya Mork. Let's click install and activate this plugin also. So now they're both activated. Let's go to the left sidebar. We're going to hover over appearance and then go to widgets. So in the widgets section, we will see we've got sidebars. Not interested in that. What I'm interested in is these footer widgets here. So we've got footer widgets 1 to 5, but as you remember, we only set up 3 in the customizer. So if I wanted to do something similar to this, I've got my logo right here as well in the footer. Now, just as a demo for you guys, I have actually whipped up a quick logo in Canva that I'm going to put in right now as well. So in widget footer area number 1, I'm going to open this up. And now here, that Black Studio plugin that we just added gives us this extra element right here that we can use. And this is really useful. So I'm just going to click dismiss on this, but I'm going to grab this visual editor and I'm going to drag it into the footer widget right here. Now here, I'm going to click on add media. So I'm going to upload a little image I just created. And then I'm going to click insert. So here's my little logo. I'm just going to centralize it. Actually, I'm going to open the pencil and select full size and also click centralize. Update. So here's our logo. Click save. Then I'm going to click done. And the second thing I'm going to do in the footer widget number 2, I'm going to get the visual editor again, drag and drop it in here. And now this time I'm going to select the bullets option. I'm going to enter our pages. So first of all, where it says title, I'm going to put pages. And then next to the bullets, I'm going to write about, contact, FAQs, privacy, disclaimer, and so on. So what we can do here is we can link each of these to the relevant pages. So if we come back to our home page here, if I right click with my mouse on the about, and I can copy this link and then come back to this widget, and I'm going to highlight the about, then click on the chain icon and paste in the about page right here for our website and click save. And I can do the same thing for the contact page. Highlight this and hyperlink to the contact page. Let's get the FAQs page and hyperlink the FAQs. And I don't yet have a privacy policy or disclaimer set up, but you get the idea. Same thing. So once we've done this, let's click save and done. And then the third and final widget area right here, I'm going to open that and drag the visual element in here. And then for this area, let's, I don't know, put contact. We can put in a telephone number. Let's just make something up. That'll do for now. And then address. So if I click save now, so now they're set up. First of all, this is not going to look quite how we want it yet, but if I go back to the home page and click refresh, this should show up at the bottom, like here, just like this. So here we've got our footer appearing, but I think it would be nicer to have like a background color. Perhaps the orange color might look nice on this. So for this now, we need to go back to the customizer section right here, and we need to go one more time back to colors, and we come to this option that says footer widgets. And here we can change the background color. So currently it is white. But let's, for example, change it to this orange color. So we're going to use our Colorzilla Chrome extension one more time. Just grab a hold of that orange color. So we've got the exact color code, and just going to get that color. And now in the left sidebar, next to the background, I'm going to click on the white area and change this for our orange color, just like that. So it looks all right. I mean, blue might look better, but it's just an example for you guys. And we can also choose the color of the text as well as the links. So for the text, let's go for white. And also I think the links, let's make them white as well. And click publish. And now if we go to look at our website on the front end, let's just refresh. Now we've got our header section that will be the same header on every page of your website. And if we scroll down, we will see the footer section there as well, which will also be the same on every page. So now at this point, all that's left for you to do is to create your other pages that you need inside of Lovable and import those one by one into WordPress, exactly how I showed you how to do with the homepage. And of course, as your headers and footers are now already done, you don't need to do that again. It's now really quick for you to create your pages in Lovable and import them into WordPress, and you're done. Woohoo! Now at this point, you might be wondering, what can I actually charge for a website like this? Well, of course, pricing websites can depend on a lot of things, such as the type of business you're creating for, how many pages they need, whether you're also managing hosting for them or not, if you're going to be connecting contact forms and email follow-ups and things like that, or perhaps if you want to offer ongoing support. But to give you a rough starting point, here are a few ideas. So for a basic website, you could charge around $500 to $700. This can be a simple brochure style website, maybe 3 to 5 pages. You'll make it mobile friendly, add a contact form and basic business information. This is often a good starting point if you're newer at trying to get your first clients and you need some testimonials. For mid-tier websites, you could charge between $1,000 and $2,000. This would include more customization, better branding, additional pages, stronger conversion-focused design, perhaps basic SEO setup, and some lead capture integrations. And this is probably where a lot of local businesses will sit. And for higher end website projects, you can be charging upwards of $3,000, even as much as $10,000 or more, depending on the complexity of the site and what your client needs. So this will typically be for larger local businesses or businesses needing booking systems, some advanced integrations, custom functionality. You'd include full on-page SEO and also some automations if needed. And at that point, you're moving beyond just building your website. You're actually helping businesses generate leads and get more customers. Now, obviously, these prices are just a rough guideline to help you get started, but they should give you a better idea of what businesses are actually paying for websites right now. But of course, none of this matters if you can't actually find clients. But let me show you now one of the fastest ways to find local businesses that actually need a website. So for this example, let's mix it up a bit and let's go for car mechanics in Brighton. Now, you can do this one of two ways, either manually or with AI. So first, let me show you how to do this manually. So we're going to come to Google and we're going to search for car mechanics in Brighton in this case. So usually we'll see some ads at the top first of all, and then more importantly for us, we will see the Google business listings. And this is what we're looking for. So what we want to do is click on more businesses. And now here we see a long list of all the different car mechanics in Brighton that have a Google business profile. And as we scroll through, we will notice that a few of them, like this one right here, doesn't have a website. So if they do have a website, then it will appear here next to their listings. But this company, also this one here, doesn't have a website, and this one as well, and also this one. So you've got a few options here you can target. Now, generally, what we're looking for are businesses that do have a Google business profile, of course. They don't have a website, but they already do have good Google reviews. So as an example, this listing right here, Mechanic and Spray, if I click on this, we can see that they've actually got really decent Google reviews. They've got 5 out of 5 stars across 268 different reviews. So that's really decent. So they're clearly offering a good service to their customers, but it looks like they're mainly relying on their Google listing right here, and they don't have a website. Otherwise, they would have added it to their listing right here. Now, another thing I particularly like about this business is they've also put images on their profile as well, which shows that they're really keen to be attracting new clients. But here, this is actually really interesting. Right here, if If I click on this, they've got a promo video that's been made for them here. And I would guess that they've paid someone to make this for them, which is another indication that they're open to paying for business assets, such as a website. So this business, if I was going to target this niche, would definitely go on my list as one to contact. Now, before I show you how to reach out to your prospects, let me quickly show you how to do your research with AI to speed up the whole process. So for this, we're going to be using ChatGPT, but we need to use agent mode. So in order to use agent mode, you do need to have a ChatGPT Plus account, which is about $20 per month. So once you're inside ChatGPT here, click on the plus button in prompt window, and then from the drop down, come to more and then select agent mode right here. And you want to enter a prompt, something like this. So research all car mechanic companies in Brighton, UK, using their Google Business profile. Find businesses that do have a Google Business profile, but do not have a website. Create a table including business name, Google Business profile URL, phone number, email address if available, review count, and any notes about the missing website. Let's submit this to agent mode and let agent mode do its work. Now, the reason I really like this method is because it just saves you loads of time doing it yourself. Agent mode will take actually quite a few minutes to do this for you, but now you can get on and do other things, or even perhaps go and watch an episode of Stranger Things, and then come back and you'll see all the research that agent mode has done for you. So I'll pause the video here and I'll be back with you in a sec once agent mode has done its job. So also one quick thing, just in case you haven't seen agent mode before, as you can see, it's quite different from how regular ChatGPT works. And you can see from this window, it's actually checking the Google business listings in the area we're searching. And it's also scrolling through the different options and even highlighting the listings and clicking on different ones to check out the information. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so now agent mode has finished our research for us, where it's told us exactly what it's just done. And then it's given this table down here, where it's given us information like the business name, the business profile, the phone number, the review count, and some notes about their websites. It's done that for multiple listings down here. So for example, if I then go to have a look at one of these businesses and copy the business name, let's go to Google, and we'll see that the Google business profile comes up on the right side. And right here we can see missing information is the website. They've got a decent number of reviews as well. So this could possibly be a good company to outreach to as well. Now let's just check one more. Let's have a look at this one. Go to Google. And if I search for this business, we will see also missing website. And they've got a decent amount of reviews. Now this business, something that just popped out to me, B&H Motor Services. It says no website added on the Google profile. But if I look on the left side here, I do see a website for B&H Motor Services. This could be a different business. So we're just going to check this first of all. So here, the business we're looking at, we can see that the address is in Brighton. So let's go and check out this business right here. And let's go to the contact page. Okay, so now we see this address for this business is in a completely different town. It's in Reading in Berkshire. So this is a completely different business. They just have the same name. So this business is still a good one for us to reach out to and just confirms that agent mode has done its job pretty well. Now, once you've found good businesses to target, this is how you can approach them. So before actually reaching out to them, you can quickly create a simple AI mock-up website for their actual business in Lovable, just like I showed you earlier. And that step only takes a few minutes. And this is where this strategy becomes really powerful, because instead of just emailing someone and say, hey, I build websites, you're actually showing them what their business could look like online. So you can simply generate the mock-up, publish it on Lovable, not WordPress, and then send them the live Lovable preview link inside your outreach email. And this is powerful because most local businesses have never seen someone create a custom mock-up for a website specifically for them before. And this will immediately make your outreach stand out above everybody else who just send generic cold emails. Now, let me show you how you can actually contact these businesses without sounding salesy or spammy. So when it comes to outreach, keep things short, simple, and personalized. And you can start off with a subject line that stimulates curiosity, something like this: I made this for business name. And then you can begin, hi business name, if you don't know the person's first name. If you do know the business owner's first name, then put that instead right here. And then continue on. I came across your car mechanic business on Google while researching local businesses in area, Brighton or London or New York. And notice you currently don't have a website linked to your business profile. So I put together a quick modern website mock-up to show you what your business could look like online. Here's the preview. And now here you can copy and paste the Lovable link to your website preview. So if we hop back into Lovable quickly, come up to the publish button, and here's the link you're going to want to copy. You can just copy it right here, come back to your email, and let's just paste that link right in there. Then you can tell them a professional website can help you generate more inquiries, build trust with your potential customers, and make it easier for people to contact you. If you like, I'll be happy to show you how you can turn this into a live website for your business, and then sign off with your name. So really simple. Now, most businesses won't reply instantly, so after a couple of days, just send them a simple follow-up, because consistency matters much more than perfection when it comes to outreach. And the nice thing about this approach is you don't need loads of clients. Even just a few local business clients each month can turn into a really solid income. Now, if you want to see how to build fully functional apps in Lovable, then watch this video right here. Or if you want to see how to use AI to build entire sales funnels and marketing systems that you could also offer as a service to clients, then watch this video right here.